I'm Paul Sanger for the Finance News Network, and today I'm talking with BluGlass. BluGlass, trading under the ASX code BLG with a market capitalisation of 55 million, has been developing leading-edge semiconductor manufacturing technology and devices for more than a decade. They are a global provider to the gallium nitride photonics industry, delivering cutting-edge lasers for the industrial defence, display and scientific markets. Joining me today is BluGlass CEO Jim Haden. Jim, welcome back to the network.
Thank you, Paul. My compliments on your new studio.
I appreciate that. Jim, great to have you here. Let's just kick things off. BluGlass recently delivered a record quarter for revenue. An IP transfer agreement accounted for a significant portion of revenue. Can you walk us through how this agreement came about?
Sure, yeah. It was a record quarter, and start with the ME Commons contract brought in quite a bit of that revenue. We had customer receipts as well. And as you mentioned, the IP purchase, that was a big part of it. And we've been working with this customer, it's a European customer. They don't do photonics, they do electronics. So it's not within our IP. And we've been working with them since 2022. And so this was a development contract to work specifically on their unique specialty wafers. But they needed growth on top of that to make their product. And so what we did is we collaborated. We began the contract with the idea that if things were successful and they got traction with their products, that they could then purchase the IP. So since 2022, we've developed that together, growing only on their specialty wafers. And then what that has done is it worked out. So they wanted to purchase the IP. And the IP really is only to grow on their wafers for their specific market. So it doesn't impact. And this 1.93 million purchase, and that's basically funds that can go toward, it's non-dilutive funding toward our developing our laser diode products. So it is a win for them and a win for us and our shareholders.
And it sounds like all that hard work paid off in the end. Congratulations.
Absolutely, and they're an ongoing customer, and we're continuing to work with them.
Oh, that's fantastic. And how is BluGlass progressing with its development milestones under the Claws Hub contract?
Well, we're progressing well. As you know, this is the biggest contract the company's procured to date, and we are hitting all of our milestones on or ahead of schedule. And this has put us in really good standing with our hub leader, North Carolina State University, and members of that group. We continue to progress our products. The main impetus is on the 405, the violet, up to the blue 450 nanometer product lines. And the focus has shifted us a little bit from some of our earlier higher power to lower power, focusing in quantum areas. There's quite a bit of interest, as you've probably heard, in the quantum electronics, quantum computers, sensing, and it's supporting our, the channels that we're going to for defense, for the quantum computing, for the medical applications like robotic prostheses and so forth. So it's been good progress for us to date, and it's also being in good standing with the university. It's also giving us exposure to the broader industry and to other members of the hub.
And can you give us an update on what's happening with the specialist projects as a broader part of the microelectronics commons? When do you expect to find out if BluGlass was awarded one of these projects?
So you've probably heard, I know many of our shareholders have, that the CHIPS Act just went through its second anniversary of the signing. And with that, they announced that the awards would be announced before the end of the U.S. government's fiscal year, which ends in September. So the end of this September, also the same schedule we're on for the renewal of the core.
Oh, well, we're looking forward to hearing more on that front.
Yeah.
And let's talk a bit about customer engagement. What's happening on that front?
Well, the customer engagements are continuing and going well. There are many for specialty projects that are focused in the photonics area. So those are projects outside of the projects we just discussed that we're putting our hat in the ring for ME Commons projects, which we will continue to do that. There are going to be called for projects each year. We are in discussions and have other proposals out for similar projects, but with primes who we've met through the exposure of the contracts that we're doing. So several exciting possibilities there. And we are also continuing product engagement. This year we've shipped mostly the single mode, and customers have wanted something called semiconductor optical amplifiers, which will come into a product that we call PICs, where you actually put amplifiers and single modes together. So these types of interests have been coming to us. We've been able to ship some of those products this year. And we have also have proposals out for specialty developments that, ranging from small products or just shipping products, that we're already making. And, linking back to how the milestones that we said we are completing on the projects for Microelectronics Commons, that work is helping us to engage with more customers and to deliver products to them already.
Fantastic. And Jim, for investors, what should we be looking out for, expecting for the rest of the year, the next 3 or 4 months?
We want to continue to get non-dilutive funding toward photonics projects, and that will drive our roadmap. We see continuing to develop our DFB lasers, and depending on which applications we go for, whether it's the aviation, LiDAR, those types of things, undersea, those are all possibilities. And those are just going to be small iterations or tweaks on our existing products. So some of them may be driving us to extend wavelengths, and some of them may be trying to focus on a different wavelength within the range that we're already doing. Those are key in the customer engagement arena. But also, that we acquired a company called GaNWorks earlier this year. That's been a great acquisition for us. The engineers that came with that have helped us considerably. Just bringing the process in-house and having them with our engineers collaborating shoulder to shoulder has helped us take the process that we were running with them, but externally, and improve it. But what we've already seen is we've dropped the cycle time by 30% and we've increased the yield. And those yield impacts of having that in-house have led to yield increases down the line, which is coming to more repeatability and stability. So what we expect to see as we do those, and then the next level of improvements, we're expecting to see a more continuous flow of products and easier predictability. We have continued to encounter, some equipment problems. We acquired an old fab. We have a great engineering team, really brought in a great equipment engineer who's helping us to shore up our equipment reliability and so forth. We will continue to invest in that kind of improvement, and we will continue to identify areas where, we said we were transitioning an indium phosphide fab to a gallium nitride fab. And so we've already identified, and we're working with a couple of key vendors to qualify their equipment. Once it's qualified, we're going to purchase and be bringing those into our fab as well.
And Jim, I'd like to finish on BluGlass, in conjunction with the Semiconductor Service Bureau, have launched Australia's premier semiconductor conference in October this year. Talk to me a little bit about the rationale of the conference and what you hope to achieve from it.
We've gotten good feedback on some of the webinars and things that we've done to help educate the shareholders about what we do and what other people in the semiconductor industry do. We know it's not a mainstay yet in Australia, so we would like to bring key people together from the technologists, leaders in Australia, and then bring investors and key companies that are in this space. We bring them all together in a conference, have them mingle, have them work together, ideas will pop up, and really what we're trying to do is create a fertile place for the launching and the continued growth of the semiconductor industry in Australia. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, and I guess, people don't realise that from a quantum AI semiconductor space, Australia is very well entrenched in that sector. People think Australia, they think, commodities, but actually, Australia is a key player in this space, and it's fantastic that you're bringing those, innovators, leaders, Australian companies that play in this space, and building investor awareness, and hopefully some VC funding will follow. So it's a fantastic event. It's a first, and we were looking forward to seeing the companies and presenting in October.
Yeah, hopefully the first of many. And you're right. I think this is a great time to be in Australia in this industry, and we're just trying to get the word out.
Well done for you and the team at BluGlass. Jim, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in the studio. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.